Trump's key decision that led to the withdrawal from Paris climate deal. To listen to the hysteric hyperbole on the left, a reasonable person could be forgiven if they believed President Trump's decision to withdraw from the Paris Accord on climate signaled not only his wanton disregard not only for Americans, but for everyone on Earth and the planet itself. His predecessor, Barack Obama, saw the accord as part of his legacy on the environment. For Obama, it was essential that the United States be a part of the deal, an agreement among 188 countries to try to keep global temperatures from rising less than 2 degrees Celsius, so much so that he did not even present the agreement to the Senate for its approval. According to Article 2 of the Constitution, all treaties must be approved by 2/3 of the Senate, but Obama virtually replaced the voice of the people, spoken through their representatives in the Senate, with the opinion of some experts. What President Obama did, instead, was to commit the U.S. to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by between 26 to 28% by the year 2025. In his determination to seal the deal without risking what would have been near certain refusal by the Senate to approve, Obama provided President Trump the means to make his own unilateral decision. A similar climate agreement, the Kyoto Protocol, was rejected by the U.S. Senate in 1997 by a vote of 95-0. Obama chose to do an end-around, as one writer put it, and ignore constitutional law, taking it unto himself to make the decision. Not that it matters, the Paris Agreement was non-binding and therefore had no real enforcement incentives on countries like China and India that were not held to the same standards as the U.S. On the campaign trail, Trump ran on a strong commitment to clean coal, in direct opposition to Hillary Clinton's vote to put a lot of coal miners out of work by closing coal plants. He promised to walk away from the Paris Agreement in part because it would have required the U.S. to close all coal plants while allowing China to continue to build new ones, even as coal still fuels at least 1/3 of the electricity used in the U.S. In fact, America has already done more to cut emissions, by 20% since 2000, without being forced to do so by adding fracking to the picture while gradually replacing coal plants with new, natural gas ones. By doing this, the U.S. performed better than European countries that were signatories to the Kyoto Protocol without making electricity twice as expensive to consumers. But American progressives ranging from mainstream media pundits suddenly turned science experts to Hollywood stars who think nothing of traveling around the globe in private jets to spread a good word of lowering the carbon footprint howled, and even politicians chimed in with dire predictions. Newly elected French President Emmanuel Macron charged Trump with having committed an error for the interests of his country, his people, and a mistake for the future of our planet in what sounds like a mere indictment before the World Court. The Belgian Prime Minister, Charles Michel, called the decision a brutal act. Hollywood reacted with expected overreach, Michael Moore tweeting that it was a crime against humanity, likening it perhaps to other such acts reserved for that term, the Holocaust, for instance. And no list Sean Astin opined, as if the world was waiting breathlessly for his verdict on Trump's decision, Nero fiddled while Rome burned. Trump just rosined up his bow. Clever, but ridiculous. What they failed to realize is that the U.S. will continue to pursue rational, reasonable methods of addressing environmental concerns while maintaining its autonomy. And in the process, President Trump made it clear that future treaties will go to the Senate for approval, just as the Constitution requires,